All right, Shalom, brothers and sisters in this truth. I'm your brother Moad Tuadwam, coming to you again with another lesson. Lord willing, this will be edifying to those of you who are tuning in. But before we get started, let's give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. I'd like to give double honors to the teachers, elders, apostles, and brothers from Great Millstone, to the brothers out there that are putting on this truth fearlessly and faithfully daily, and to the brothers and sisters that are tuning in, Shalom. And the title of today's lesson is Esau's Grand Deception and Lies. I'll repeat it again. Esau's Grand Deception and Lies. And Spirit came on me today to bring this out because I was watching a couple of things and, we live on this, many of us, we went to these colleges, these universities, you've been brainwashed for decades, our kids, get brainwashed, and mom and dad, everybody's been getting brainwashed. And the whole world in general is brainwashed by this man. Grand deceptions and lies. Okay, now looking at the screen here, what you're going to see here is, see, Esau exalts himself, and one ways that Esau exalts himself is the first he needs to take out the Most High out of the way. And how does he do that? He does that through recreating what the scriptures have already told us, how everything was created and how this world begins and how this world is actually going to end. And when you say world, the world that is being ruled currently right now by this wicked devil, Esau the Edomite. Okay, so now you can see here, Esau, according to Esau, okay, the world started with this little something that was the size of a pinhead, expand and over billions of years, and how this man measures this is beyond me. Eventually evolve into this universe, that create these sentient beings, and he happens to be the most intelligent and the most sophisticated and the most technically advanced of these sentient beings in this universe. Okay, and this is the bullshit that this man, this wicked devil, has promulgated all around the earth. Okay, and we bought it. Why? Because again, this man brings a lot of things through his deception and his wickedness. Let's go in the book of Job. Okay, and it says, this is Job 9:24, and it says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Okay, and as we know, after the Renaissance, basically what was the face of the true image of the Messiah, which is what you would know as a so-called black man today. Okay, and the kings of the earth, the kings and the princes of the earth, would change into these doggone pasty red demons that you call Caucasians, Edomites, today. Okay, Esau. Okay, and that's what he did. Okay, so now Esau tells you, okay, that the earth was created and all the universe and everything was created from the Big Bang. Okay, but here is what the Bible says. The Bible says in Genesis 1:1, it says, in the beginning, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai created the heaven and the earth. Okay, so you can see that there was a being that was before all of this that created all of this. Okay, so Esau's theory, which people are looking at as that, it's very flawed. Okay, now let's take a look at it because it doesn't make sense what he's saying. Let's go to the book of 2 Thessalonians 2 and start with verse 6. Okay, and it says, and now you know what withhold that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now will let until he be taken out of the way. So this is Esau right now. He is able to dominate us through a lot of his sorceries, okay, through a lot of his technology, and also through his media and his influence across this earth, okay, which includes all the other tribes out of Israel, okay. Continuing, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord Yahweh Shai shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Okay, and you have the elder apostles, the brothers, all set up right now. Okay, preaching this true gospel. Okay, going up against the grain of society. Continuing, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, which is the deceiver, with all power and signs and lying wonders. And we're going to take a look at some of these wonders because you're going to see how this is done. In case you're new to this, you will see how Esau is doing it. Okay, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And we were all out in the dark world, man. We all learn all this stuff about the geology and all his space things and all that stuff like that, and we get brainwashed with all his movies and everything. And I'm going to bring all those out, okay? And for this cause, Yahweh Shemi Ashai shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. And it is very easy to fall for this. Why? Because Esau is about entertainment. That's the reason why we were given we were given children to be our masters. Okay, and Esau, they're kids. Okay, women rule over us, and we have children ruling over us. Okay, and that's what's going on. Okay, now when you look at Esau, this man has this God complexion, that without him the world will perish. When it comes to Esau's end, that's the end of the earth right there. So that's the reason why you see in a lot of these movies or a lot of their theories is that some cataclysmic event is going to take place that's just going to destroy everybody and they're going to go underground and all that stuff. Now, one of those ones that Esau like to bring up, okay, his favorite is the end of the world by Asteroid. Okay, now Esau have brought this in our head with talking about there was these giant creatures on Earth called dinosaurs, and this big rock the size of Hawaii came out of the sky and just decimate all of it, destroy all these dinosaurs, and just wipe everything off. And in over a period of billions of years, life returned itself, and that it just absolutely makes no doggone sense. We know when you go into the story of the flood, okay, which is the Bible, and this is scriptural and this is true. What happened when you compare Esau's story of utter destruction by fire from this big asteroid or this rock coming from the sky and hitting the earth and just vaporizing everything? When you compare that to the fact that, Yahweh Shemi Ashai saved 8 people, okay, and commanded them to go and collect 2 of every kind of creature here on the earth, okay, a male and a female. Why? To bring them so that they could repopulate the earth again. Now, that tells you when you look at the beginning that this theory of the Big Bang makes absolutely no sense. Because if this was true, when this cataclysmic event happened with this asteroid, the earth would be dead and there would be nothing. Because it would take another Big Bang event in order to recreate all of this stuff again. All right? So that tells you the stupidity and the ignorance of that. And that's the reason why a lot of people believe in this delusion. Okay? They believe in this delusion because they can't sit down for once and think about this. They allow Esau to deceive them. Okay? Now, this is Esau's imagination. Remember, we were ruled by kids, and this is a kid's imagination right here. Big rock flying 55,000 miles per hour, flying into Earth, and it's going to vaporize everything. But alas, take a look at this. Okay? Esau has a plan, and as you can see here, he has a defense plan. He's going to shoot these asteroids or these rocks out of the sky. He's sending satellites to go see the trajectory or where they're going to hit, when they're going to hit, and he's going to shoot them. So you can see right here. This is so laughable when you look at this. All right, because this man that exalts himself. Okay, now this is the reason why you see so many people worship this beast, because they have the technological advances. They believe in this. Okay, they believe in that. They've been brainwashed from kids with this. Okay, and now you've seen this, which is shown in a lot of the movies and stuff, okay, which I'm going to go to next, okay, showing how Esau is going to do this. Let's go to the book of Psalm 146, Psalm verse 3, and it says, "Put not your trust in prince, nor in the son of man, in whom there is no help." Okay, in whom there is no help. And the reason why we were commanded to do this, and I'm going to continue on with this, his breath goeth forth, he returneth to his earth. In that very day his thoughts perish. Happy is he that had the power, Yahweh Shemi Ashai of Jacob, which is Israel, for his help, whose hope is in the Lord, Yahweh Shemi Ashai, his power, which made heaven and the earth. See, again, made heaven and the earth, the sea, and all therein is, which keepeth truth forever. Okay, so we know that this Big Bang theory is pure foolishness because Esau messed up when he came up and he said this big rock came and destroyed everything on the earth, okay? And everything is just magically repopulated again, and he happens to be on top, which we know, okay, when you look at the ark story with Noah, that makes more sense, that there were people that were saved and animals and every creature on earth was saved, 1, 2 of each, to repopulate the earth. Okay? But Esau doesn't want to do that because he would have to admit that Yahweh Shemi Ashai is superior and there is someone greater than him. Okay? So what does he do? he creates these fantasy movies, okay? And as you can see here, these are popular movies about asteroid. You know, you got Greenland was the latest, you got Deep Impact, you got Armageddon, okay? And it goes on and on and on and on. And they've been making these movies from the 60s. And they've gotten very sophisticated with it, okay? Because remember, he has to keep his deception, okay? Remember, he is the master of grand deception and lies, okay? And that's what you see going on here now. So now let's take a look here. We're going to go here. Now, what are other Esau scheme? The end of the world using virus. And we are in that stage right now. Okay. Now, this is nothing new. Okay. This is nothing new. Let's take a look at it. So Esau has been brainwashing us with a lot of these different movies. And you can see it here on the screen. Okay. Let's go into the book of Job. Job 13, starting with verse 4. And it says, but ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value. And what do they have going on right now? Okay, I don't even have to say it. Okay, I just put a lesson out the other day that said, now this is the pandemic of the jab. A couple months ago, it was the pandemic of the unjab. See the confusion right there? All right, this is why this is a child, because a child does not think like a man. A man will remember what he said before, but a child doesn't. And this is where Esau now is going back into his infancy state, going back into those caves. Okay, so now they've put this brainwashing up here. Okay. And they happen to have the cure. Now, we can go back into Deuteronomy 28, verse 27, where it says, the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, will smite thee with the botch of Egypt. We know America is spiritual Egypt, okay? Also Sodom, okay? The Chaldeans, okay? Idumea, okay? But let's focus on Egypt, okay? The Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, will smite thee with the botch of Egypt and with the emeralds, which is scabs and boils, and with the scab and with the itch whereof thou canst not be healed. Now, this was promised to us if we go off, okay? We go off. And you've seen that happen there, what? With these promiscuous women and the men out there who are indulging in that LGBTQ lifestyle, okay? Men and women, okay? And those who are bowing down to the mandate right now. That's all part of that. So if you're not getting it from a sexually transmitted disease, you're going to get it from bowing down to Esau, because why? As Job 13:4 says, but ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value. So once you see the pattern of lies of this pathological psychopath, Esau, then you understand that they cannot help you. That's why you don't go to them for anything. That's the reason why we're told not to trust in the princess or any man, because they can't help. Okay? They cannot stop the hands of Yahweh Shemashai from bringing forward the judgments on this earth. Okay, and that's what you see happening. So let's continue here. Okay, so virus, that's the new thing. So now here it is. Here's where we get to the fun part here. Esau last, and this is what we see is going to probably most likely be the next big grand deception and lies. Zlakio is the end of the world UFO invasion, and you're starting to see this more in the news now. All of a sudden, we're going to be doing all these transparency. Let's go to Matthew 24 and Star Wars 24, and it says, for there shall arise false Hamashiach and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonder, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. And you go, wait a minute, whoa. How do you deceive the very elect? Okay, how do you deceive the very elect who was from the beginning of who was created from the beginning, before the earth was created? Okay, to be personal to Yahweh Shai. Okay, and there's a reason for that, because see, remember, this is Esau's kingdom. Okay, and this is his birthright right now, what he's given right now to rule before he's taken out of this. So he's given the ability to do a whole lot of different things. And let's take a look at some of these things. Okay, now they talk about the UFO invasion, but see, now Esau is bringing it out like it's, that they're concerned about letting the public know and all of that stuff. But that's not really the truth. Esau is not bringing it out for that reason. Okay. Esau has been brainwashing us basically from the 30s, I think the 1930s, when they started putting these out. And I think one of the first movies that they put out was called War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. And people, when they heard of that on the radio, because back then you had black and white TV, a few people had maybe a color TV. People really thought that it was a real invasion. Okay. You had the biggest war on earth called World War II just completed, and all of a sudden now you have this radio talk show that came out and they talk about this war of the worlds. And this is, you can see here, in some of these movies, they'll have them malevolent, nice, and wicked. Close Encounters, they were malevolent, they were nice, and then you have, like E.T., and then you have wicked like Independence Day, okay, which shows what? Despite the fact that they have the ability to travel trillions of billions of light years or whatever the case is where they came from, or what galaxy they came from, or part of the universe, Esau with his primitive technology was still able to win. So this, again, it tells you the exaltation, because why? Okay, a big giant rock hurling in space that Yahweh by Shemashai throws at the earth. Esau somehow thinks he can shoot it out of the way, and yet still he thinks that if there are other creatures are created that are older than us, according to him, because he goes back to the Big Bang Theory. Okay, you see how this starts to get confusing. Okay, and this is the reason why he's a man of confusion. Okay, Babylon, he is the man of confusion. So he's showing all these different wonders, and this is the reason why every so often, okay, he comes out to the next thing. So he's been building these up for years. So we know that the next big thing is going to be the grand finale of all before it all comes down. And that is this evasion. So take a look at it here. Pentagon UFO rapid response team ordered up by Congress. And this is recent. Okay, you see it comes from military news. It's from military.com. This is for real. So they're looking at in I think January 2022 to make this very, very transparent. And they are going to release the 1% of what they actually know to the public. So this is going to create a new hysteria. You get Omicron, you get this, remember, this virus, and also in the news lately, if you haven't noticed, there was talk about these asteroids are going to be passing real close to the Earth sometime this month. Okay, so they have this constant news that you see flashing around about asteroid. You have the deadly virus, okay, and now you might have an invasion, okay, because they don't know what these things are, which we know Esau does know what these things, and these are the chariots of the Most High. Okay, now here it is right here. Okay, you got Project Blue Team. Okay, 5G UFO captures in Japan. Now, this guy goes on. I'm not going to play the stream, but of course, some of you have seen this before here about Project Blue Beam, right? Now, this isn't something new. This has been around for a while. Let's go into a short video here. And I'm going to play this video here, and you've got to see this to show just how technically advanced Esau really is, okay? So I'm going to bring this video, and we're going to play this video here, okay? And see that
generate real 3D holograms that can be viewed from any angle. Unlike existing hologram technologies, like the ones that currently power the world tours of deceased digital musicians, the BYU system creates a true volumetric image. See, the problem with creating holograms is that you need something in the air to reflect the laser light into the viewer's eyes. The BYU system gets around that issue by trapping a particle in mid-air and rapidly moving the particle through a defined space to generate a solid 3D image. It's a similar idea to how old CRT televisions work, which use electromagnets to manipulate the path of an electron beam with red, green, and blue lasers coloring it. But don't expect to see holograms in your living room anytime soon. The technology is still in very early prototype stages, and besides being rather crudely animated, they're also super tiny. The team is working on scaling up the images and hopes to initially use them for medical imaging. We'll see you next week with more in Gadget Today.
Now, keyword of what he said there. He said to use them in medical. Now, you notice that the Esau default deception is to do with medical. That everything that they're doing has something to do with medical, that they're trying to help you in some way. Now I'm going to bring this other video out here because that was from about 3 or 4 years ago. Okay, that when they talk about that. Now take a look at the technology they have right now. Now this is what they're showing you in the public. Okay, now Elon Musk is putting a lot of those satellites, or what he calls Starlink and all that stuff. We know that's getting prepared. They're preparing the Earth for the B system. Okay, all right, they're increasing that, and 5G is not the most advanced communication or power that they have. Actually, China already actually has 6G. Okay, and someone already said that they actually have somewhere like around 9Gs actually. Okay, you think DARPA is using the same internet connection or the same type of communication that the rest of us are subscribing to with Xfinity or Comcast or Bell Atlantic or whatever, whoever the internet company is? Come on, man. No, they're running computers that just blows your mind. Okay, they're hosting them underground. They take the size of the moon. But let's take a look at this. Now you just saw that, right? Now imagine, you would think that is the kind of thing that you would assume would be the technical ability of an advanced race, which is the reason why Esau would be able to bring out that deception, which I'll go right back to Matthew 24 and 24. It says, "For there shall arise false Mashiach and false prophets, and shall show great wonders, great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect." Okay? So now we are the prophets of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. We are the prophet of Yahweh Shai, the servants. Okay, Esau has prophets too. It's called the media. News people. Those are prophets. See, they talk about prediction because they already know what they're going to do, wicked. They also have the ability to go out there and go do it. So they're the ones who are the false prophet prophesying lies and deceit. And that's what they've done for centuries. And we are now waking up in this last time, at the end, okay, to prophesy this gospel, the truth. Okay, and that's what you see right here. So right here in the last, I don't know how long I've been speaking, maybe 20 minutes, you've seen everything that Esau is coming about with is absolute foolishness. And I just show you the video. They have the ability right now with these lasers that look so real. Okay, they have 3D images that they can create, hologram images that you can actually touch physically. Okay, physically, they have that technology. All right, so let's go into the reality of the scriptures and what this really leads into here. Now, here's the reality here. The reality is this. Esau is wicked. The world, as Esau thinks, is going to be destroyed by a rock or alien invasion, or it's going to be destroyed by some virus or whatever case. Now, his go-to is that big asteroid, okay? So the reality is this. Esau is wicked, okay? And this is how the world is going to end. And the world we are currently in right now is ruled by the wicked Esau. Let's go in the book of Revelations 13 and 10. It says, "He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patient and fate of the saints." And this is what we are patiently waiting for. See, we are waking up angry every single day. Why? Because, see, our spirit is still vexed because we were the individuals who were being beaten in the field. We were bought on those boats. Our spirit is still in us. Okay, we are the ones that were hung from the trees. Okay, so our spirit is still vexed. Our spirit is vexed. Our spirit is here in us today, right now, in this flesh, currently, and we are vexed because we want blood back. Okay, this is what Esau has been doing here. He's changed the faces of the judges. Okay, and he's given us this face right here, this psychopath-looking type, hippie-looking guy. Okay, and he's deceived the children of Israel. Look at this. See, our people is involved in all of this nonsense. Okay, and all this nonsense, and this is what's coming next. Okay. So now we're going to take a look, piece by piece, exactly how this is actually going to end. This is how it's going to end, Esau, because see, you've had this grand deception and these lies, and now we're going to show you exactly how this is going to end, because this is in the scriptures. Okay. So Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is giving this truth, okay, to select men, okay? And we all believe that those men are from Great Millstone, okay? The true prophets, okay, who are teaching this true gospel the way it's supposed to be taught to the four corners of the earth. And so those men, okay, have gotten this truth and is distributing this truth across the earth, the four corners of the earth, by any means necessary, on the highways and the byways out there physically, okay, on this internet. Okay, if you can't get it on the radio, if you're walking past somebody and they got the spirit, you can talk to them, you bring it out to them. Okay, now before we get to that end, Jacob has to go through trouble. Who's Jacob? Israel. Here's the book of Jeremiah 30:7. It says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even a time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." So we're going to get saved out of it. See, we're not going to be destroyed like the dinosaurs were. See, Esau say everybody's going to be destroyed. But that's not true. We're not going to be destroyed by the dinosaurs. And we don't need Esau to save us, okay, from the asteroid, as he thinks, okay? So let's go back there, okay? So Jacob's trouble. Jacob's trouble is coming, okay? For what is going to happen? During that we go through Jacob's trouble, we get saved out of it. But now it doesn't end. See, it continues. You see, the rest of the world needs to get punished too for their wickedness. Because see, they partook in all of this, okay? Now, maybe not to the degree of Esau, but they partook in the slavery. They partook in all of this. All right? They saw it and they knew who we were and they did nothing. So they're going to get that judgment too. All these nations, all the G7, all these rich people in countries like China, Japan, Italy, Spain, well, you name it, are going to face these doggone judgments. And let's take a look at these judgments. Because see, they deceive us with this. Matthew 24:7 says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines," which is starvation, shortage of food, and pestilence, which is the diseases. And it's not only going to be sexual diseases, it's going to be all kinds of stuff. The medicine you're taking is going to be part of that pestilence. And earthquakes, okay, in diverse places. And we know places like California, the East Coast, Japan, the Philippines, you name it, all over this earth. This whole earth is really a ball of just earthquakes. It's going to be taking place. Yahweh Shemeshai is going to unleash that. Okay, and it says, all these are the beginning of sorrows. That's the beginning. Okay, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you, and you should be hated for all nations for my name's sake. Okay, and they really are going to be hating us. Okay, they're going to be hating us because we're going to be saved out of it. They know who we are. Let's go into Matthew's 24:21, and it says, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be." Okay, so Jacob's trouble is going to be horrible for us, but we get saved out of it to the astonishment of people by what they call, UFOs. The same thing that Esau is trying to make it seem like it's doggone some type of threat, that he's going to create these holograms to try to project some type of wickedness to further exalt himself. Okay, so these other nations are going to be in trouble. Okay, World War III, pestilence, famine, everybody just murdering each other. Let's go into Revelations 18, okay, and we're going to see what's going to happen to the Edomite Empire. Esau, Great Babylon, Idumea, Egypt, Sodom. Revelations 18:10 says, "Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city, Babylon, that mighty city, for 1 hour is thy judgment come." And that's what's going to happen to this place. Okay? Esau Empire falls. It falls. Now, Esau, here's what's going to happen to Esau, because this is where it's going to come to the end to his rulership in his world, not ours. Okay? This is going to be the beginning of our world, or earth. Okay? Of our world. Isaiah 14:2 says, "And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord Yahweh Shemeshai for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives whose captive they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors." And who are our oppressors? Let's take a look at this. See, our oppressors did this to us. Okay? And our oppressors are these guys. Okay? These Edomites and these other wicked nations. Okay? That had rulership over us, that put us into slavery. The so-called Chinese, the so-called Middle Eastern. Okay? The Ammonites, the Moabites, Ishmaelites, all of them. They all had Hamites, all of them had us in oppression. They're going into slavery. But really, Esau, this is your sin, because see, you're the one that exalted yourself so much. Our eyes are set privy on you. Okay, let's go to First Corinthians. So here's Esau. Okay, you're going captive. This is the end of your world. Okay, not an asteroid. Slavery, 1,000 years. Okay, and at the conclusion of that, here's what 1 Corinthians 15:26 says: "The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death," and you're going to be wiped out. That is your destruction, Esau. Okay, Yahushai is going to put you to death because you are the harbinger of death. This is you. You've deceived the world. You've deceived the world and think that you are the true power. Okay, with all of these sorceries, you've deceived the world that you can do every doggone thing. But the reality is, all you've bought is death. And that's exactly what you're going to be. Debt is going to be put out forever because you are debt. Okay? And I'm going to close out with James 1 and 12. And it says, blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, and right now we are being tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord Yahweh Shai had promised to them that love him. And we love him. This is why we do the work. We've been raised up to go do the work. We are going to endure these afflictions. There it is right there. You see it right here. Jacob's trouble, we've got it all. And they're going to come after us. And all of us who are out there preaching this truth and this gospel are aware that Esau is going to come for our life. And we know some of us are going to lose our life. We're aware of that. Okay? Some of us may lose our life. But James 1 and 12 says, blessed is the man that endured temptation. We're not going to fall for his mandates. We're not going to fall for anything that he brings out forward. For when he is tried, and that's tried. Okay? They're looking at your lust and your stupid and your ignorance. If you believe in all of this, if you buy in the fact that this man, that this theory, then it's easy. Okay? That the big rock is going to come and destroy the earth, and Esau is going to be hiding on the bunker, and he's going to select some people, then you're going to be tempted to follow his way of life. Okay? Because he has the answer for everything. And he has all of his media, which is his movies, conveniently showing himself as being able to defeat no matter what is put in front of him. But we know that's not going to be the case because he's going to be destroyed. He's going to be put in chains. And at the end, he's going to be put to death permanently. Okay? And that is how you know that we understand Esau's grand deception and lies, and we cannot be deceived by him. And with that, I'd like to close out and give all glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Rakakadash. Double honor to the elders, teachers, and brothers from Great Millstone, and to the brothers who are putting on this truth daily, fearlessly, and in truth. And also you brothers and sisters that are tuning in. Shalom.